All right. Aloha and welcome. My name is Kai Taniguchi, and I'm the Vice Chair of the Global Business Committee. We are thrilled to have our Global Power Hour today on Turkey, and we're so excited to have Amel here today to share about her insight and wisdom. So, Amel, feel free to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about who you are and your connection, and anything else you'd like to add.
Absolutely. Hi, guys. My name is Emel Onur. I am a Turkish American real estate broker. I live and function in Boca Raton, Florida. Uh, I was born and raised in Turkey, and I have very good connections in Turkey, which is my family is there, first of all. And every year I go at least once or twice to do seminars to our fellow realtors, not after COVID as much, but and also do seminars to Turkish buyers on how to buy properties in the United States. And I have two beautiful kids that I adore and love. And I'm a full-time broker like yourself. So, and I would love to help you in any way if we can somehow help you make a connection with Turkey, because Turkish people are buying all over the United States. This is a good time to get to know Turkish people. So if I can help you in any way to get familiar with the market, I'll be happy to do that.
Thank you so much, Amel. Definitely. We'll jump right into it. So, the first question that I have is, what are the immigration and visas look like for Turkey?
Yes. You know what, I think it's important that I mention a little bit that I am the National Association of Realtors
Mm.
Global Ambassador to Turkey. I forgot to tell our friends about that. So otherwise they're going to say, okay, you could be a Turkish woman. Why are you qualified to give this presentation? If I may say, I am a member of Florida Association of Realtors and also a board member. And at the same time, NAR's global ambassador to three countries, including Turkey, Dubai, and Lebanon. So that's why I get a little bit of a connections with Turkey. So the visa situations, it's when I first came to United States like 35 years ago, I had an American Express diary that they give you, that like a calendar. And there was a section about the countries, what the countries are not known for. So when I checked Turkey, it said Turkey is known for their hospitality. So as a Turkish person, I love that. And the hospitality concept of Turkey is also visible in their visa process. So basically, you don't have to have a visa until you come into Turkey. You can get your visa from the airport. It's like, it was $20 the last time I checked. But of course, if you are one of those people that are cautious and you want to have your visa before you go to Turkey, then there's a link that you can go into for Turkish Ministry of Travel and Tourism, and you can apply for your visa. If there is any consulate, if there is any Turkish consulate where you live, you can also go visit them. It's very easy process. It's around $20. There are no restrictions on visa, so it's easy to go to Turkey. But it is not reciprocated, unfortunately. Sometimes when Turkish citizens like to travel to United States or certain countries, they will have to get visas. But just while we are in the visas, don't let this scare you. If you have a connection with a Turkish person and they want to buy properties in your neck of woods, they do not have to be here. They don't have to come here. They don't even have to have visa here. So I do everyday sales to Turkish people who has never got a visa from United States and they live in Turkey. So, but if you want to go to Turkey, that's perfectly fine. You can.
That is awesome. I didn't realize it was that cheap to get a visa for Turkey.
Can you
That's
believe
very good
it?
to know. Yeah, wow.
Well, the
That's amazing.
ticket is expensive.
That's
So
very true.
you're paying like $1,400 for a ticket. So then, $20 is not a big deal.
Right, right. So as far as financing opportunities, then how does that look like for foreigners who would like to buy in Turkey? And then,
And
of
I
course, the other way around.
Yeah, I had to look into it because I wasn't sure before our conversation. I checked with a couple of resources, but at the time being, the Turkish banks are reluctant to give any financing to foreign investors, foreign buyers. They want, there is a lot of paper requirements. Turkey is still a developing countries, one of the developing countries. So there's still a lot of stamps and, paperwork that you need to get. So when it comes to financing to buy a home, a residence, unfortunately, there is not much of a choices for financing. But again, having a $1 for 8 liras, so it makes it so much economical for Americans to buy properties in Turkey, but no financing for the moment. For
Okay,
foreign
so is it mostly then cash then?
Yes.
It would have to be cash. Okay.
Even Turkish people, I mean, even Turkish
Yeah.
people, mostly they buy cash. Mortgage was a concept that just came in probably like 6 years ago. You saved money and you buy cash in Turkey.
That makes sense. So if someone has cash, then what is the purchasing process like in terms of like contracts? Do you guys use attorneys over there or not? Escrow, title, all of that good stuff.
Oh, yeah, I'll talk about that. But again, I just want to take one minute back. You know how we said if you want to buy in Turkey, cash is the medium of purchasing him. But in the same token, when Turkish people buy in the United States, they buy cash too. So that's a good thing. Although, because I want this conversation hopefully useful for our members in our association that might think of not only buying or selling real estate in Turkey, but I want them to also think for the opportunities to serve Turkish people who are buying in your city. So for that, a lot of Turkish people buy cash. Like I've been doing this for 12 years. I'm a certified public accountant. Before that, I was an accountant. So only 2 mortgage purchase I had in this all these years. Yes.
Oh my God.
Can Turkish people get a mortgage in the United States to buy properties? Yes, they can. But most of the time they prefer to buy cash. So that's easy closing for us. That's a great. So I wanted to talk about both sides of the medal, if that's okay with you, not just about Turkey, but also Turkish people who are buying in the United States. Let's go back to the other question. How does the process work? You know how we have title agencies, closing companies in the United States. It's private, attorneys or anybody who has the license can do it. In Turkey, it's done through government. It has to be a government institution, which is called Tapu Kadastro, which means the Department of Deeds. So every city, every major city, every little town, they have an office of Tapu Kadastro, which is the recording office. So what you do, if you want to buy a property or sell a property, you have to go to a notary public. But the notary publics are a little bit different than the United States. I don't know if you're a notary public, but one time I took a couple of hours online course and they sent me a stamp and they said you are a notary public. But in Turkey, you have to be an attorney. You have to finish the law school to be able to get the notary. I think it's the same in Europe and Canada. So notaries are a much more strict institutions, and they are obligated to follow the rules. So the transactions are done in the notaries, and then the notaries will, after the notaries recognizes the signature of the buyer and the seller, the buyer goes to the notary with a bunch of cash, and the seller comes with their deed from the previous transaction. They go to notary, the signatures are done, and then the buyer and the seller have to go together to the registry of Turkish government and register their purchases. So it's a little different. It's not as convenient as we are here. So, but, at least there's an e-system, they are getting much better. Again, let's go back and look at for my American fellow realtors who are working with Turkish people. That's one thing that we have to do. We have to explain to them that it's a little bit different than how we are in Turkey. For example, they always ask, oh, don't I need a power of attorney to buy a property in the United States? No, you don't. But in Turkey, you would have, you can't just buy a property without being in the present. The buyer and the seller, regardless if it's a cash or financing, they have to be present in the notary public. Here in the United States, they just send the cash from Turkey. They don't have to be here. They don't have to have power of attorney. So it's much easier here. There, it's a little bit more complicated.
That makes sense. That's so fascinating.
Yeah.
So, as far as like in America, we have like our different states with our different laws. Is it in Turkey? Are there different places that have different laws in place for real estate, or how does that work? Like
You know,
in,
not really, not
not
really. We
really?
don't
Okay.
have we don't have the states in Turkey. It's only one government,
Right.
which they are working on, planning on changing to states. But there's only one federal government,
Mm.
and there's only one law that goes everywhere in Turkey, and which is a very new. It has been like 2, 3 years. They just got the licensing law. So it was just, you can open a store somewhere and you could be a hairdresser, and at the same time you say, I sell real estate, or the dentist or whoever. Like if you have a store, you can just put a sign saying that I have homes for you to sell. You could do it. But they are working really hard in the last couple of years. And they were able to pass the licensing law that now you have to have a license to be able to practice real estate. There's a lot of companies. There's a lot of companies that we know: the Keller Williams, Remax, Coldwell Banker, Century 21. They are very active and very successful in Turkey. And there is an association. I don't know if there's a next question. I don't want to take your next question, but there's only one law, and
Okay.
and that's not, sometimes Turkey being in the Middle East and then being a little bit of a Europe, we have a city that is in Europe and the rest of the country is in Asia, but at the same time, we are connected to Middle East. So sometimes there's a perception of, people are embarrassed to ask, but it's okay. They sometimes think that, are we similar to the Arabic countries that are ruled with Islamic rules and things like that? No, we have our modern European laws, and the woman can vote, all that good stuff. So, but there's only one law, so it's not state laws; it's only federal law, but a very modern and woman powering law. So, just I wanted to put that 2 cents in it.
That's wonderful. So you kind of just tied right into it. So as far as cultural differences go, how does that look for you and from your perspective, both ways?
There are a lot of cultural
Mhm.
differences, and I'm sure if any of our members are going to listen to this, probably they are already into global, so they are
Mhm.
interested in global.
Mhm.
Couple of years ago in NAR's, I forgot where we were. I don't know if you were San Francisco. There was an exceptional presentation about the cultures. How
Mm.
the cultures are different. For example, Turkish people are very close,
Mhm.
lovey, touchy, kissy. So probably like Latino countries or Middle East or Mediterranean countries, warm people. But sometimes they are not very direct on what they think
Mhm.
about. So they will, to save face is very important.
Mm.
So sometimes they may not understand you, but they may say and they understand, so not to lose face. So it's a little bit more ambiguous, probably it's a little bit more Eastern culture, not to show too much of a, if they have a argument, they don't like to argue so much. They would like to be hospitable. Before talking business, they would like to establish some relationship with you.
Mm.
Not to the point right away. The human relationship is extremely important. And they are not on time. As you can see, I was late 3 minutes. I wanted to show you my culture by being
There we go. In
um,
action.
they are not very punctual. And again, you have to teach and train them about how we do business
Mm.
here. If you want to work with Turkish people, guys, our members, if you want to work with Turkish people, it's a good idea to ask about their kids. How are they doing? And there has been devastated fires in Turkey recently. And yes, I know here also, but it was really devastating in Turkey. So it's a good idea to Google search a little bit and find out
Mhm.
what's going on in Turkey. And if you ask them about like the fires or things, of course, not 6 months from now, like whatever is happening at that time. So they would really like it that you are interested in what's going on in their life with their kids. So, hospitable, warm, not very punctual, not very direct, not very direct. It's always trying to save face, but good people overall.
That's wonderful. Yes, I know some Turkish people and they're absolutely wonderful, including you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank
I
you.
had a question about have you seen both ways in terms of people buying in Turkey, different places that people are more attracted to, or you've seen more investments in, or second
There's
homes,
a
and
lot of,
the
yeah,
same in America, or is it all over?
a lot of foreign investors in Turkey. Trust me. Not a lot of Americans, though. Not a lot of Americans. A lot of people from Kuwait, like they almost bought the half of Istanbul, the United Arab Emirates, and mostly Gulf countries. They are very interested buying in Turkey because uh, Turkey is considered an Islamic country. So the people from Islamic countries, they can come. We feel accepted, don't feel like they are looked upon or feared, they feel accepted, but at the same time we are as modern as United States or Europe. So it's like a hub between European culture and Middle Eastern culture. So a lot of Middle Eastern countries, they buy. Not a lot of Americans. British people used to buy a lot. And Russians, we have a lot of Russian buyers, British people, Germans, the Mediterranean side, because Turkish lira is not as strong as euro at all. So, the prices reasonable for Europeans and British. But I think for Americans, I wish we could work together to change this fact. But I think for Americans, Turkey is a little bit too far. And too far, not only in distance, but as knowing about the country, not knowing that if they will be safe or if they will feel welcomed. I mean, I had a vacation with my kids. My two kids are American, they're Turkish Americans, they were born and raised here. We had a vacation for a month. That's why, the problem. And they loved it. And the hospitality, the food, and also they keep telling me, let's buy a summer home here. Because again, $1 is almost 8.69 Turkish liras. So you can go a long way with $1 in Turkey. And then the real estate prices are very reasonable. The nature is gorgeous. There aren't a lot of American buyers, but that doesn't mean that we cannot change that. We can change that together. We can inform people about Turkey, the beauties of Turkey, or the opportunities to buy, and then together maybe we can change it. But until then, I would love our members, your members, which we are all the same family anyway. I would love our members to look in the opportunities of working with Turkish buyers who are buying in the Las Vegas area. So it's Nevada. I'm sorry, not Las Vegas only, but in all Nevada or Florida. Turkish people mostly they buy in Florida. They buy in Texas. They buy in Nevada. In the old days, it was a lot of New York and California, but because of the tax issues and everything, now they prefer to buy in our states. Like if you can see, those are all the states that there is no state income tax. So they number one is Florida, which I work in Florida, so I'm lucky in that sense. But they will want a deal, as soon as they will. Recently, Baltimore, they've been buying, and surprisingly, they are buying from Baltimore because there is a lot of opportunities to grow in Baltimore areas. So I hope I was able to answer that question. I went a little bit confused, I guess, but
No, that was very, very interesting. Do you have like an idea in terms of if an American would like to buy in Turkey, like the cost of like a summer home or a second home? I know it varies in different places, but like just an average.
Sure. It probably with like $60,000-$70,000, you can buy a very pretty summer home. If you want to go to Istanbul, which is as expensive as Miami, it's the main city, the hub, where the Europe is and everything. But in the summer, if you want to buy a summer home, then you can buy something really pretty on the water for $50,000-$60,000, two-bedroom apartment, and there are still opportunities in Turkey. Yes.
Wow, that is wonderful for our members to hear that.
Of course.
Awesome. So I had a question. Is there an MLS, a multiple listing service in Turkey, or how does that work in Turkey?
You know what? There isn't. There
Okay.
isn't. There isn't an MLS. There is something called sahibinden.com, which is a private institution.
Yeah.
And what happens is realtors can put their listings there, the owners can put their listings there. So it's not an MLS. There's the whole effort as an NAR that we are doing is we are trying to help the countries who do not have MLS, if they want to, if they are in the process to be able to create their own MLS, because we all know without the MLS, our occupation has a lot of challenges, and they do not have an MLS yet. But there are two organizations that we work together. In fact, at this point, if you allow me, let me invite, this was not planned, but I just wanted to introduce you to one of the Turkish association members. Mustafa, how we are doing this, we are recording this, and then they will supply this to their members, to our members as a video. So I just wanted to invite you and to talk about, from a day of a realtor, what does a realtor do in Turkey?
This is Mustafa. I have been working in real estate for 10 years. I have a Remax brand, a Remax office. I'm a broker owner. So I'm also TÜGEM. I'm in the TÜGEM and the education committee. I manage it. So I live in Istanbul. I'm also civil engineer and doctor for business management. So that's all, I think.
Thank you for coming in the last
Yes, thank
minute.
you.
Thank you.
No, I am so happy that you're here, Dr. Mustafa. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm just going to piggyback off of what Emel was saying earlier. I feel like our members would love to know what it's like to be a realtor in Turkey, what that looks like, and just any thoughts that you have about Turkey and the United States and our relationship, all of it.
Before 3 years ago, we don't have even a regulation from the government. On 2018, now we have a regulation. So for 3 years, we try to fix some problems in law. Then now the real estate sector is going very, the high level, because before 3 years, everyone who wants to be realtor can be realtor, because we don't want everyone can be realtor, because it's a very important business, I think.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing, Dr. Mustafa. Is there anything from your perspective in terms of when you see foreigners buying in Turkey, especially Americans, anything that you have seen as far as like differences? We had talked about it before with Emel, but just wanted to hear if you had any insights on your side, being on the ground.
2 weeks ago, I checked how many foreigners bought any apartment in Turkey. From last year to this year, it's approximately maybe 50% more. But every year, especially Russian, Iraq, and Iranian people, these three country is the most trade in Turkey. Actually, 2 or 3 years ago, the Saudi people also bought too much, but there was some problem with the political between our government and their government. So last 3 years, they don't buy any property. And also
Kuwait people, am I wrong? I was telling Kai that maybe people from Kuwait that they are buying. Are they buying, or
Kuwait and Qatar as well?
Qatar.
Too much. And also before pandemic, the Chinese people as well there was so trade in Turkey. That's because, you know, the Chinese and American problem, because, you know, the foreign people, if buy a property as 250,000 American dollar, so we give them for citizen, Turkish citizen.
Oh,
So
that's yeah.
yes, so Chinese people prefer to buy in Turkey, but after pandemic, you know, all the process is.
You know, Mustafa, this is so interesting. You know why, Kai? This is really interesting, unbelievable, because what happens is the Chinese people had an incredible demand on our EB5 visas, if you remember.
Oh.
But what happened if you're a Chinese person and if you Chinese nationals and if you applied the EB5 to United States, it takes 12 years minimum. I went to a birthday a couple of months ago. There was this beautiful opera singer, Chinese lady. And I was like, I'm Turkish. Oh, she said, I just became Turkish citizen. I said, what? I'm surprised because I haven't seen so many Chinese people becoming Turkish citizens. I was like, really? Oh, how nice. You know, welcome to being Turkish. She's like, yeah, because I wanted to apply to EB5 in America. And it's easier if you're a Turkish person to get the EB5 visa from America than a Chinese person. So that's interesting that you're saying that, Mustafa. I thought she was just an isolated incident, but I guess not. Wow.
Europe, well, the same, I think. The Turkish people can take visa easier than Chinese one.
Oh, okay. I see. First, you become a Turkish person, and then you travel the world, I guess.
There you go. Wow, that is very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Do either of you have any thoughts? Do you guys do trade missions at all, where people from America come to Turkey or the other way?
For the moment, we did not have any trade missions. We don't have any trade missions. But last couple of years, the primary association that was a member to NAR, delegations came to San Francisco, to Orlando. And you know how we have a global section in the NAR conference? We had a Turkish table. But I'm hoping that, you know, upcoming years, after this COVID thing hopefully goes away, so we can do trade missions to Istanbul, the most beautiful city in the world, if you ask me, or the other part of the Turkey. What do you think, Mustafa? We will make trade missions, right?
We really want to do it as well.
Yes.
Because we have lots of, you know, historical place, and we have the you know, winter tourism or summer tourism, and as also lots of Turkish people wants to buy a property in America. Also, plus lots of Turkish people lives in America, and they have properties in Turkey, or they want to buy some property, so we can lots of business collaborate to each other.
Can I ask something, Kai, to Dr. Koçak? Dr. Mustafa, how would a person, let's say that I'm a RE/MAX associate or Keller Williams or Coldwell Banker, I'm in the United States, and I just watched your video and I got excited about this. And I said, oh, let me see, how can I get in touch with the realtors in Turkey? Like, what can an American realtor do to get in touch with you or other realtors that we can create the synergy between the, you know, because I'm sure you talk to Turkish people every day, they want to invest in the United States. Of course, you can refer them to me, but hey, what if they don't want to buy in Florida? You know, what if they want to buy someplace else? So what do you think how could we do this on a realtor to realtor basis?
Actually, there is a small problem. It's very difficult to find an agent can speak English in Turkey. I have, you know, my English is not so good, but I have some foreign people, and when they contact me, they said, "Oh God, finally I found Turkish, an agent can speak English. Yeah, it's very difficult, but day by day, it's getting easier because, you know, it's for the education. And there are some, you know, education I saw on social media, the foreign language for real estate, the education name. So
Oh.
it will be easier after that. But when some investor wants to buy a property in Turkey, first they have to find an agent, a trust agent. After that, you know, we show the property like 360 degrees photos or videos, etc. And if he wants to buy, he decide to buy a property, we will do some process for the title.
Mustafa, just for your information a little bit, just to let you know, the Turkish citizens that are buying in the United States, they don't have to go to, I know this is what you said is the opposite when they are buying from Turkey, but keep in mind that if your Turkish clients want to buy properties in Nevada, for example, you can get in touch with Kaid. It will introduce you to their members. Turkish people, they can just send the money. They don't have to go to the consulate. They don't have to give any power of attorney to anybody. It is very easy for Turkish citizens to buy in the United States, just for your information.
Yeah,
So
great.
Just some leads. So
Yeah, we have to explain this process to Turkish citizens because they don't know about details. So they are afraid of that.
Yes, we would love both of your information. Any like the local associations or anything that you feel that would benefit our members that we could continue, you
Of
know,
course.
sharing the word about Turkey and all the amazing things that are Turkey. And I had a question, you know, in the meantime, are there any virtual tours that you guys are doing of your region in the upcoming year or so? We were just curious to see if there was anything about Turkey online.
This is not a virtual tour, but you can use the Google Maps as well. You can walk all the you know, streets, place. That's all we have. Investor wants to buy a property in Istanbul, we first ask what kind of property he wants or she wants. Then we check and find some properties, 2 or 3 options. We take videos or 360 degrees photos and put the website and send all the details. Or also now we have, you know, the FaceTime on the phone. We can do the you know, FaceTime.
Well, thank you both today, Amel and Dr. Mustafa. Thank you for jumping on and answering our questions too. I appreciate it. And so this kind of concludes our Global Power Hour for Turkey. You can find it on our website, on the Reno Sparks Association of Realtors. And thank you again, and we hope that you have a blessed day.